Errol Spence versus Terence Crawford. Blame PBC, blame HAYMON. Bob Arum is telling you that there's no pizzazz for Beterbiev versus Bivol. Crickets. That's what I'll talk about in this video. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Y'all gotta follow me on Twitter. ARUM pours cold water over Beterbiev versus Dmitry Bivol. That's Håte Beterbiev, 3-belt champion and 1-belt WBA champion, Håte Beterbiev. ARUM pours cold water over the fight between Beterbiev and Bivol, stating the fight has no pizzazz. Bivol is sort of boring, says Bob Arum. Now, despite the fact that this one fight would solidify, make sure you guys come in and subscribe to the channel, but this Beterbiev Bivol / boring fight would solidify an undisputed fighter at the light heavyweight division, right? So he's saying Bivol is sort of boring. A couple problems with that. For one, boxing is not about boring versus entertaining, right? Boxing should be about the best versus the best, ideally. We've seen in recent memory many unifications or undisputed fights where they were good fights. Like, look at Jermell Charlo versus Brian Castano. Obviously, Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence, which we haven't seen yet, but I can't imagine that being a bad fight. Styles make fights. Beterbiev is aggressive. He's a knockout artist, and Bivol has some pop, but he's more of the boxer. So to me, this looks like more of Arum not wanting to chance an ugly stylistic match where Beterbiev could lose, because if anybody could beat Beterbiev, maybe it's a guy like Bivol who's going to be in and out, can box and try to box smart, and is not going to take dumb risks when the time is not right. So that's stylistically, these are the stylistic matchups that we really should want to see, because this is the greatest fight at light heavyweight, right? Canelo, I don't know if he'll ever go back to light heavyweight the way he looked versus Bivol. The other reason you got to really question what Bob Arum is saying is because Bivol versus Canelo, the fight wasn't boring. You know, and that's his most recent body of work. So why are we using this lingo? So all in all, I said that to say this. It is very ironic and funny to me. I'm the greatest that has ever lived in the sport of boxing, giving you guys the news, and I keep it real. And it's such a simple formula that many more could do, but they choose not to. They choose to play politics and, you know, not navigate these waters like me, but I'm a skilled sailor and I captain the ship. And at the end of the day, I'm saying and representing boxing fans and myself, and I'm doing it damn well. So it's ironic, the double standards in boxing, that there's a black advisor, Al Haymon, who even Bob Arum has called the cancer of boxing, said he's all that's wrong in boxing. Recently, you've had Oscar De La Hoya do recent interviews with Ariel Helwani and anybody would listen, and blamed Al Haymon for everything that's wrong in boxing. A black advisor from Cleveland, right? And old media, they do the same thing. They say, oh, it's all Al Haymon. He's the reason we're not getting Errol Spence versus Terence Crawford. So I cannot wait to see what old media has to say. You see it on the screen. Arum pours cold water on Beterbiev Bivol because the fight has no pizzazz. Bivol is sort of boring. So with all the top ranked fights that they've made, out of all the fights, this is the lowest. You won't stoop to this level because of a lack of pizzazz. You know what I'm saying? It's not reasonable to suggest this. It's not reasonable at all, because if we had to watch Berlanga versus Angulo, which to me was very stagnant, it was like stale water. It just wasn't that scintillating a fight. So if we have to watch fights like that, you can't tell me that Beterbiev Bivol is like something that we're too good for. And by saying it has no pizzazz, they haven't even fought. How do we know? Styles make fights. Beterbiev is a great fighter, heavy-handed. What if he knocks out Bivol? You know, What if he pushes a pace? What if Bivol's boxing pushes him and we see, you know, his knockout streak broken? So to me, this is just politics. And this is Bivol's not working with ESPN. He's not a top ranked guy. So does Bob Arum want to chance a guy putting him in there with the guy that's probably, I'm not even saying Bivol absolutely beats Beterbiev because I don't know. But I will say stylistically, he has one of the best shots. Like, I don't see Anthony Yard. I like him, but I don't see Anthony Yard, I don't see him beating Beterbiev stylistically. So if anybody has a shot, and I don't see Canelo, I think he's too small. So I don't see Canelo beating Beterbiev. So if anybody has an opportunity, it would be the other champion, and that's Dimitri Bivol. So how could we just say and relegate this to, oh, this is boring or no pizzazz, but it's undisputed. Now, we've also heard Bob Arum take this stance with Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson just beat Oscar Valdez, before that beat Jamel Herring, and Shakur Stevenson said much of the same demeanor, right? Shakur Stevenson says that Bob doesn't want to make unifications, and Bob Arum has interviews where he's like, nobody knows them other champions, so why should I make the fight with Shakur Stevenson and other champions? But I thought this was the goal of boxing. And when it's black fighters like Terence Crawford and Errol Spence and a black advisor like Al Heyman, and that fight doesn't happen for obvious politics. Errol Spence was busy racking up all the other champions that were easily aligned with his side. But this became a problem and problematic for old media, and they spoke out and said, hey, Al Heyman and PBC and Steven Espinoza are ruining boxing. But I can't wait to see what the old media has to say about this, since Bob Arum is openly pouring cold water on really a great fight. To be honest, is one of the great fights in boxing, and it's the light heavyweight fight that means the most. But Bob Arum's basically telling you, we won't get it. Why should I give you that? Because allegedly Bivol's boring, even though his Canelo fight wasn't boring. And the fight has no pizzazz because he's been on DAZN. But let this be an Al Heyman PBC fighter. People say, oh, Al's preventing the big fights and he don't want to work with nobody, etc. So I can't wait to see what old media has to say about Bob Arum. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Double standards galore. I'm the best in the business. Subscribe. Introducing Super Thanks. Right here on the official Boxing Ego YouTube. Super Thanks allows you, the viewers, to show a little bit of extra gratitude, which enables me as a full-time content creator to push out the content you need in the world of boxing. Underneath all the videos, you will see a heart with the $sign in it. You can enter any amount that you find suitable as a super thanks. A brand new interactive and colorful way to get your comments highlighted and noticed by not only myself, but other people on the YouTube platform. Super thanks, a unique and cool way to show and applaud us full-time content creators. Hopefully you guys enjoy the content. Super thanks. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We working.